guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how I edit and stuff. So first I just got all my scenes that I screen recorded from YouTube on the highest quality. Yeah. And then I size my clips and just make sure that they're all the same size so the edit looks cleaner, I guess. This took a lot longer than I thought it would. What do I do now? This is why I hate voiceovers, because when there's a pause, you can't do anything. Yeah, some of these clips were not that high of quality, though. And now I'm looking for the audio, which you can't hear it, but I will post the actual edit that I'm making right now before I post this tutorial, so you can hear the audio then. But I just went ahead and got a black screen for the intro, made it to like when it was supposed to like size it, and then I started matching it to the beats of the audio, which is what I'm doing here. I should stop doing voiceovers. And yeah, some of these clips are not that high of quality, but some for some reason you just can't find like good quality scene packs for certain characters or something. But the Michonne scene pack I found was actually really good, so that's good at least. And the Enid one was pretty good as well. Alright. So here I'm just making sure it's all on beat. And then here's where I go ahead and sharpen everything, just to, I guess, try and make the quality better. And then now I'm doing the transition that I usually do. So you take halo blur and you turn the speed and intensity up to 100 on both, and then just copy it and put it on every single clip, like the beginning of every single clip. And if the video is too short, then just shorten the halo blur, and then that's your transition. Now sometimes a lot of white flash, but for this one I didn't think it needed it, so I didn't add it. But sometimes I do. And here, what am I doing? Oh, I'm adding my watermark, which is just a video, because I have an effect to it from VideoStar, which I'll also show later. Okay. And just sizing that, making sure it shows up well on the little video. And there you go. Now I'm adding a white border, which I just use a white screen. I actually got this from A5 Edits, or my friend. Yeah. And I messed up here because it's me, so of course I messed it up. So I had to end up redoing this, but I didn't know that yet. So just watch me mess up constantly until I decide to redo it. Yeah, this is when I just figured out that I need to redo it. And then, the rectangle invert thing. Okay. Is it almost done? Okay. I sound very impatient. Okay. Wait, we see it. Okay, you can move on now. Oh, I guess we're gonna watch it again then. Fantastic. Okay, I think we get it. There's a white border. We get it. So, what was I doing here? Oh yeah, here's where I do coloring, which was honestly very random. For brightness, I did -6. Contrast, I did -15. Saturation, I did -13. Exposure was 16. 12, 10. Sharpen was already applied. Highlight was 0. And actually, the problem with this is that vignette section or whatever you see, it actually messes up something later. Not because the effect messed it up, it's because if you apply it with like an overlay like my watermark beforehand, then it'll like mess it up, which you'll see in a second. It has like a gray like rectangle thing, and that's because of the watermark. So I just had to remove that one. Yeah. I was trying to figure it out, but then eventually I figured out that it was that setting because I forgot. Oh, somebody just popped up. Because I don't really know how to explain it. It's kind of like a shading thing, I guess. And then I just turned the temperature to whatever I wanted, and then, which was 11, and I applied it to all the clips, checked to make sure the coloring looked good on all of them. And then I go to retro, and I go to VHS3, and I usually put it to around 50, something like that, so the filter isn't too strong, but also so you get the difference of the coloring. And it looked good on all of the clips, which usually does not happen, but for once it did. And once I was happy with that, I just went ahead and tried to think of an intro, which I'll come back when I think of one. Okay, now that I thought of one, I had to make it on beat, so yeah. Now I'm just adding fade in and fade out to both of them. And then I wanted to add some color to women. I was thinking like a shadow color or something, but then I decided on this pink color. After I went through all those ugly colors in the back, then I came back to the pink one that I use for almost everything. And I just checked the intro to make sure it matched the music, which you can't hear, but it's fine. Just ignore this part. And I think I watched it again. No, I guess not. Exporting that. And then you go back in with that edit that you just exported, and you crop it where the intro basically ends. And this is where I go to effects, and I add edge glow, and I turn the intensity up however much you feel is right. I never turn it up too much, just so it's not overbearingly bright. And then I also added, I didn't add this. I was thinking about it, but I didn't in the end because it didn't really look that good with this particular edit. Then I go to camera and just watched it, I guess. Sure. Whatever works. And now, here's where I go to Video Star. So I go to Edit Video, Videos. I do that, and I set it to the end of where the intro ends, so it's just the video there. And then I process that. And then this is where you go to New. Well, first you make sure it's cropped properly, but then you press New, Re-Effect, and then the plus sign in the bottom right, the search bar, and just search up turbulence and pick the first one, which it's always going to be there when you search it, unless you search something else. Now, it looks crazy, but just tone it down to whatever you feel like looks best. And yeah, once you get it to your liking, you just click the quick FX button, and then just watch it over, make sure you're happy, and then export it. You can export it anywhere. I just sent it to my camera roll because I have to add it on top of my video anyways. And now we go back to the camera roll to make sure that I have the video saved. Then now you go back into CapCut and take your intro and your normal edit. Go to the intro and overlay it. And then make sure you put it to the beginning and make sure it lines up and everything with the music, and so it doesn't cut off any of the edit. Okay, so I'm just watching it for some reason. Don't know why. Then I export that, which we'll just wait for that. And now I think... Okay, so now I'm showing you something else. I'm not showing you this thing anymore. So first, you go to your... Yes, I'm showing you how I do my text overlay things. So I just take my watermark video, and because in Video Star, you can't use photos unless you do something specific. So yeah, just make a green screen video off of CapCut and make sure it's as long as it needs to be for the edit. Now, just type something very important for your edit. This was very important. And make sure you don't pick fonts that have thin lines or have fancy things to them. I recommend TMP Sequel. That's a really good font that I've been using lately. Do not use that one or any of the thin ones. Those two probably work. Not that one. And just things like that. Certain ones do not work and they get a weird shadow effect and it just doesn't look good. Now you add your shadow, make the opacity to 100. Blur depends on your preference, whatever you want to make for your text. And then your distance. Also, I would not go over 10, but I also wouldn't go below 5 because then it just looks really weird. And then you just size it, do whatever you want. Do not add any animations. The animations will mess it up. Do not add animations. You don't want to do that. And also crop it to the size that you need and match the text to it, and then just export that afterwards. Oh, also you can individually do it. But I don't know what I was trying to show here, but sure, whatever. Waste your time. Okay, now finally exporting it. Jeez, okay. Now this is when you go into Video Star, which I didn't click Video Star. Good job. Already starting off great. Okay, we got it this time. So now you just press edit video, and the same thing I showed a couple seconds ago. Now for this one you don't really need to set the end because you already did that in CapCut. New, re-effect, click re-effect, okay. And then the plus sign, and then the search bar, turbulence. Now it's already set to what I had it before, but you could make it as crazy as you want or as calm as you want, whatever. And then, yeah, that's really it for the text. Crop the black part out in your camera roll, and that's that. And then just delete that really quickly, and that's it. So now, somebody asked me, I can't remember, I'm so sorry, how I did my intro with the overlay thing, which I know a lot of people do this. It's not just me, and I'm sure there's other better tutorials. But I just picked an Enid scene for this. And you go ahead and size it to whatever you want. Well, first you want to copy it, and then size both of them remotely the same. It's not the end of the world if it's not the same, but just for simplicity. And then for the first clip, this is where you adjust. So brightness is going to go to -13, contrast -16, saturation, you can go all the way to 50, or I went to 46 for a little bit of color, sharpen all the way, And then I went to whatever that setting is and put it at 16. And then you're gonna, and then I just put sharpen on the other clip too, just so, for some reason, I don't know, really doesn't matter, but whatever, sure. Then I went to video effects, and I went to dark night, which I'm not 100% sure where you can find it. Now this part's also up to you. I just removed the filter and made the range a little toned down, and that's how you do that part. And there, I did not mean to click that, plus press blur, then adjust it to your liking. I put that on there. And then after I was happy with it, I was just looking to see if I wanted the blur or not. Kind of didn't like the blur now that I'm looking at it, but don't worry, it wasn't a real edit anyways, doesn't matter. Overlay, and now size it down, because then you have your background. And I made it decent size. And then here's how you do the animation. So just go to animation and ignore this combo part. Did not mean to go here. So I went to in, and I actually use a lot, but my favorite is probably shake down. And then I make it all the way slow, so shake down is that. And it's really good, and I think it's really nice. Zoom in is a good one. Slide down is a good one. Slide up is also a good one. There's a bunch of different ones you can use and mess around with to see to your liking. But, yeah. I just decided to go with, slide down, or shake down, shake down, which for some reason I couldn't find it, I guess. It's literally right there. Shake down. Yep, there we go. And then, that's what I decided to do, and that's how you do the intro. Now you can make it as slow or as fast as you want, and that's really the intro. I was trying to fix that. I do hope that this was helpful to somebody who needed it, because I know somebody asked me for it, but I, like I said, can't remember who, sorry. I hope this tutorial was somewhat helpful, because it took forever to make, and it's going to make my phone storage cry. So, yeah, hope this was helpful, and I guess I'll see you guys around. Bye.